Hi everyone, Jacqueline here. So today we're going to talk about sun-loving perennials. And I have three here that I want to share with you. Two are Rudbeckias and the other one is a Gaillardia, a blanket flower. So the reason I want to start these from seeds is because I love the beautiful color that these bring to the garden. They are perennials. They will grow 60 centimeters to 24 inches high, which is a nice height in the garden because they can be used in the front of a border or in the middle. The beautiful thing about these three different types of seeds is the fact that they are gorgeous. If you want to add color to your garden, add these to your garden. Not only do they work in really bad soil, such as clay or dry soil, but they aren't water hogs. They like dry and they like heat. So if you live in an area where you're rationing water or you don't have access to a lot of water for whatever reason, these are the seeds for you. Plus, they're easy to germinate inside. All you need is some light, some water, soil, and some trays, and some time. And you can germinate these no matter what size your grow operation is in your home. So a reason these are so great is because you put them in a border, wherever you put them. If you put them in mass plantings, clumps, you will get a big bang for your buck, right? Because it'll give you those brilliant yellows and oranges and red colors that really attract the pollinators and brighten that border. If you combine that with your annuals in your border, you won't need so many annuals, but they can be the icing on the cake in your border. So it's perfect to add these to the garden, and it makes a lot of sense from a cost perspective. Because if you were going to go out and buy any of these perennials in containers from nurseries or big box stores, you're going to probably pay anywhere from probably $6 to anywhere up to $15, depending on the size of the container, for one plant. So starting these from seeds makes sense, considering you're going to probably get a good 100 seeds in each pack because they do supply a lot of seeds in these particular packs for these perennials. So it's going to cost you a cent to grow them. And they're well worth the time and effort. Now, it will take 3 years for perennials to get large. That's why I recommend mass planting them in your borders, but I think they're well worth it. So let's check these out. Now, I have Gaillardia blanket flower, which is a McKenzie seed. I have Dr. Fothergills, Rustic, Dwarf, Rudbeckia. And then I have McKenzie's, the all-time favorite, Rudbeckia, which is Black-Eyed Susans. Now, the one I'm the most excited about growing this year is Mr. Fothergill's Rudbeckia, the Rustic Dwarf, because it has shades of oranges and yellows and reds, which makes it a fantastic addition to the garden. So I'm really excited to see how this one does. With them being zones 3 to 9, they will give me the pop of color I need to brighten this garden, because I spend probably a big chunk of my year dealing with brown, white, and gray. How exciting is that, hey? I mean, I know a lot of people love snow, but seriously, after a while it gets tiring. So I need that pop of color. And spring takes a while for those tulips and those bulbs to sprout. So when these come on, it's like, wow. They brighten up that bed immediately, and the pollinators just gravitate to those flowers. So that is why I'm starting them. I need that burst of color, plus it draws the eye into your garden. So let's get started planting these so that they are ready to go in time for spring. So I'm going to start with filling the tray. We're using Jiffy seed starting mix again, and I'll post a picture in the video here of the seed starting mix. So I'm going to quickly fill this tray and get it ready to propagate our seed. And we're going to split this tray into 2 equal parts. One part will be the Dwarf Rudbeckia, and the other part will be the Black-Eyed Susan Rudbeckia. And I'm planting this specifically so I can have brilliant color in the garden. I want this garden to be fiery in the backyard. I have already treated this soil per usual. I've used the boiling water method, so it's nice and moist to kill any gnats, because that has worked so really well so far in the house. I haven't had any trouble since I've been using this method, providing that I use enough water, enough boiling water, then it kills the gnats. If I don't use enough, the odd gnat sometimes escapes. Like yesterday, I opened a bag of regular potting soil. It was Miracle-Gro potting soil, and before I even got a chance to soak it, a gnat flew out. So that one got away from me, and I did see him floating around again today. So if I can catch him, he'll be toast. You can use the yellow sticky strips, and that will help as well. But I tend to try not to buy those kind of things if I don't have to. I'll use them if I do have to, like if I have an infestation or something. But I really try not to use them just because there's something that you're going to use and you're going to throw away. So I'm trying to, you know, reduce that a little bit. Can't completely, but I do my best. All right, so there's the dirt, or soil. There's the soil. It's all in there. Just going to level this out. Get rid of any chunks. So we're going to start with the blanket flower first. This is a McKenzie seed. These guys are going to get 60 centimeters high, or 24 inches. These are perennial, zones 3 to 9. So we're just going to scatter them on half the tray. And these are pretty much just like a strip of carrot seeds. So they're longer, but they're really fine. And there's a lot in here. So I may have to thin these after. I probably could do an entire tray of them, but we'll see how it goes. Not all seeds germinate sometimes, so. And these are really stuck in the corner. There we go. Well, just about. There we go. Okay, so you can see how tiny that seed is. They're actually long seeds. You can see like right here how long the seed is. So we're just going to sprinkle it carefully up and down. I'm going to use half the tray and just go in rows and just use my fingers to spread it. And then just go across just to even it out. Get it out from between my fingers. Okay, and then I'm going to put, because that is the Black-Eyed Susan, so I'm just going to put that tag right there. And it'll stay in place more after I put the next layer of dirt on. And then we're going to put the Dwarf Rudbeckia, which I'm really excited about, because look at the shades in here of this. You can see like there's oranges, yellows, reds. It's really striking. This is considered a dwarf, but it's pretty much the same height as the blanket flower. Still 60 centimeters or 24 inches. So, and this is also perennial, zones 3 to 9. And I'm really excited to try this one. Isn't that stunning? Look at those clouds. They look like they've been kissed by the sun. Look at those flowers. They look like they've been kissed by the sun. So I pre-opened the package. Once again, another little small seed. You know they're small when they come in a capsule or they come in a separate package within the seed package. So lots of these. You can see them there. And we're just going to do the same thing. I'm just going to come through here and I'm just going to sprinkle. Now we can always thin and then take the ones we thin out and we can pot them up. So not a problem there. A bit of a lump there. Just fix that up in the corner. So that's pretty good. Both of those seeds packets had a lot of seeds in them. So that's excellent. All right, so now we're going to come through and we're going to put in our tag. So you can see here, this is the dwarf. Rustic dwarf is what it's called. Rudbeckia. I'll just let it sit there like that. And then I'm just going to come through and top dress it. And you can top dress with soil, you can top dress with perlite, you can top dress with vermiculite. I actually like vermiculite quite a bit. but I'm just going to come through with soil and lightly cover. Now these are going to take up to 21 days to germinate, so just a heads up. Now both packets say to start them about 6 to 8 weeks before your last frost. I am probably starting these about 11 weeks, 10 or 11 weeks before last frost. But if they're going to take 21 days to come up, I'm more than happy to start them a bit earlier. Because I mean, that's, you know, like you don't know your germination rate until you grow them a few times, especially if you're growing them in your home, because you don't know like the conditions impact the germination rate. So these will go under a grow light, and then I will eventually move them so they're just getting light from the windowsill in my living room on my grow station. But right now we're just going to start these under the grow lights. All right. So pat it down a little bit, make some contact with the soil, not too hard. There. I think those are going to be really exciting. I mean, I am super pumped to plant these, I'll tell you. I just can't wait for all this brilliant, bright color. The pollinators are going to love these, and they're just going to brighten the yard so much. I've had enough of the snow and the gray outside. I'm ready for color. And the lid fits on top perfectly. So we'll move these now to under the grow lights. So there they are. I put them under the grow light here, and I put them like this. But as I fill the trays, I will switch them to vertical. So I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope I was able to provide some basic information that will encourage you to plant these perennials. You know, the more that we can plant of perennials, the less annuals that we need. And that is a saving in itself. Having sun-loving plants in the garden really adds an extra dimension to the flowers. Don't be afraid to mix them with purples and pinks, yellows, blues. Oh, and they look fabulous with white to your garden because you will reap the rewards. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Thank you very much. Bye, everybody.